What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Welcome to the JARCAST. I'm your host, Alex, joined by
Jordan and special guest John Marston.
John Marston himself has joined the cast.
I'm Jamie.
Your
true
shirt
jar.
says otherwise. Jamie.
Does everyone wear a shirt with their name on it?
Yeah, Jamie is redemption.
So this is the JARCAST, the show from Jar Media, where we come at you in the morning, afternoon, evening, sometimes at night, depending on where you're from.
I like that what you just did. That little thing just then.
What's that?
That what just like because you could be watching this video at any time.
It's brilliant, isn't it? You know what? When I'm exploring YouTube, just watching random people's vids, seeing what the landscape's like. I like to, just watch the odd vid.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people, I don't want to say are totally ripping us off and stealing our ideas, but every now and again I hear people who are half-arsing the jar intro, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They say, good afternoon, or morning, wherever you are. And then I say to myself, pathetic.
Yeah,
What's the
we've got
fucking
it down.
point?
We've got it down.
Yeah, when somebody nails something so perfectly,
But just
why
because we're not
does
fucking
anybody-
Tobuscus doesn't give you the right to just nick it. You know what I mean?
what's that to do with Tobuscus?
Cute win fail.
Hmm.
No one's going around doing cute win fail.
We kind of should though, because that's actually nice. I like that.
Anyway, this is the JARCAST. How are we doing?
Doing fantastic.
You know how it be sometimes.
So a couple weeks ago, we ended a podcast saying, "Oh, we'll talk about that at the beginning of the next one." Then we forgot, and then at the end of the previous one, I remembered and was like,
Mm-hmm.
"So we had a question from someone that we thought we should genuinely answer or something. Let's see where this goes." From
Wasn't it about China or something?
HFHD KAOD, saying, "Hi, Hong Kong Jarling here. Love the cast. I've recently listened to the cast about the Cold War, and I'm interested in what you guys think about China, e.g. trade war, censorship, human rights, etc. Maybe also something about Hong Kong, if you guys are up for it. Thank you. Also, forgot to mention, what do you think about the China is a threat versus we come in peace thing?"
Well,
Heavy.
I think the
topic.
easiest way to start this is just talk about Hong Kong. I've got interest to go to Hong Kong. Sounds like a nice place to visit on a holiday. So I'm all for.
So when I first read it, I just made the incorrect assumption that Hong Kong was in China,
No.
but it's not.
It's attached to
It's
China.
attached to it, and
It's a different-
to the layman. I mean, you can't blame me for my lack of geography or my vague knowledge of geography.
Because it was like a English colony once, I believe.
You
and
know
it's-
better than
and
I don't
And
know.
it's always been its own isolated place.
I'm
its
just
own
going to
government
moisturise
and
my
all that.
hands, by the way. That's why I've got this here.
And early on, quite a long time ago, it was like a massive international.
Sorry, yes. A massive international.
Basically, there was a lot of money in Hong Kong. That's why Hong Kong has a reputation, because there's a lot of money there. And over time, the big Chinese cities have kind of surpassed that.
What's their government structure? Are they?
The government structures, I don't know much about the political thing, but the only political stuff I really know about is the fact that Margaret Thatcher made a deal with the president of China that after a certain amount of time, Hong Kong isn't Hong Kong anymore. The fact that China can have it back,
China.
it basically will become China. And basically, China are trying to do that now when it ends in 2021. So China are basically trying to force their political system on Hong Kong.
Okay.
And that's causing issues, as far as I'm aware, some issues further down the line.
You see, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I know nothing about this subject. I don't know shit about China.
What flings into your mind when you think of China, though?
Well, I've heard recently about concentration camps in China, something much like them.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know
For
if they're
those of
quite
you-
like Holocaust camps,
No.
but
They're keeping a large amount of Muslims in concentration
They're like
camps,
rehabilitation camps.
Yeah.
for
yes, to
Muslims.
prevent radicalism and the like.
But it's pretty sketchy, dude.
Well, if you think recently China's been in the news, the fact that the government has kidnapped the most famous Chinese actress.
She did dodge a lot of tax though.
She dodged tax, so they kidnapped her for fucking months, basically.
I don't know a lot about China, but there's
a
It's
lot.
not a country I'd mess with, personally.
no. I find it much more threatening than a place like Russia.
Do you?
Yeah, because it seems
They seem to have it more together, don't they?
yeah, they're more secretive. Whereas like the Russian dude with Novichok comes over,
Fucks a prostitute for hours.
sprays a door handle with that perfume thing that's the poison, and then
Mhm.
just throws it in the street. Like it's they don't know what they're doing.
But
That's amateur shit. That's like fucking
Unless that
Hitman
was their
video
plan.
game. level
But
of
then
shit.
there's like China where it's like there's genuine censorship over certain things, and it's all just really a bit
Yeah, because
sneaky.
that's what sort of scares me about it, is how little I know.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we're told shit about Russia all the time, like how evil they are.
Like China's like it's I don't know, underdog. I wouldn't say underdog, but it's just like the
They're
one we
not
don't
an
know anything
underdog.
about, that it is immensely powerful. Like
And no country will dare challenge them because of how important they are to the
manufacturing.
economy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard something else about how like Tibet as well. There's always been issues of Tibet, and apparently like China's like causing issue there again. China is a powerhouse at the moment, and it's gradually getting fucking bigger. And there's things to
It's
worry about.
it's like the superpower that all the older people are scared of. Like my grandmother's always going on about China, and not in like a racist way, but they're such a power.
Like if there was a war involving China, it would be felt worldwide, not just in war, but the fact that we wouldn't have products. There'd be a massive stop on production, everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. It would be a big trouble if we wound up against them.
Like
Where
you
would all
hear
our
stuff
food come
about
from?
like Russia having these top level cyber people to do like cyber attacks, but it's like you don't hear anything about China's military or what they're doing. It's all just what the hell's going down with them.
I can't say it's somewhere I really want to visit particularly. It's not really on my radar of. Man, I
No,
really-
I want to visit Hong Kong. That's one definitely ones I want to visit, but China not really. It's like with all the smog issues they have there. It's like
What about like the Great Wall of China?
I reckon that would be quite the sight to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, I wouldn't turn down a trip to China. You know,
But so if you're going to plan a trip somewhere,
Yeah,
it's not the
exactly.
top of my list.
no,
I don't even
Not
know
by
what
any
their
means.
climate's like, really.
hot.
hot
Because
It's
because
such a
it's
big
hot.
place. Like, surely it's all sorts of things depending on where you are.
Yeah, but it's all got this cloud.
Mm.
It's a grey.
Smoggy cloud. I know a
Murky
bit about the
cloud.
history of China. Like I know Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and like the wars of England there and all that over fucking opium. It's an interesting country, but it's hard to add more to that, other than the fact that they're dodgy.
I feel like it's countries like China, India, Japan who are going to be the first countries to really struggle with the
Population.
major population
Well, we've got,
crisis.
like-
I mean, they're obviously already feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, India's a big one. Like
Well, China especially, because they had the infamous one-child law,
Mm-hmm.
which did not go well.
but then there's India where it's all just kind of
You know, I was doing some
Come back.
Googling the other day because I just thought to myself, how many people are born and die like every minute or second or whatever?
Yeah.
And way more people are born
Mhm.
a second than
It's because
than die.
medicine and stuff has progressed so far, where we're just keeping people alive beyond arguably when they should be alive. You know?
That's why there's the whole thing of old people are wise. It's because old people didn't live long. You don't live long. That's why back in
Mm.
the day, it's like if you got to the age of like 50, you're like a fucking legend. Like a
Well, so
something
yeah,
crazy.
like you can't have the population grow but not also have more space
Yeah.
or places for them to go
Because
as
it
well.
just means everyone's losing space.
So, like, approximate numbers. I'm not sure when this is from. It's just the first result on Google. Each minute, 250 people are born every minute to 105 people dying every minute.
It's over double the amount being born and dying.
So approximately 360,000 people being born a day, with 150,000 dying each day.
So that's still about 150,000 people coming into the world every day.
Yeah.
That's not my.
That's why when you look at graphs of population, it's like, yeah, whatever. And that's just the way it goes, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bacteria spreading, almost.
That's exactly what we are.
Well,
What if the world, the Earth, is an apple, and we're bacteria just on the surface?
the whole population thing is a big issue. Like China, India, there's so much, and Japan, it's just dropping constantly. But it's like even in Japan, that small island, they're like so compact. The fact they're trying to genuinely make cities underground, Evangelion style, because they've got no space.
Well, they're thinking about doing that in London because they've run out of space on top. So they're thinking, well, gotta go under.
I'd love an underground house.
I don't know.
I belong underground.
It would be horrible, Jim.
I don't
It
know
would
what
be
it's called.
fucking awesome.
What it has a real name because it's a field of like study, but I can't remember what it is.
Also, you can't. A building can't fall over because of an earthquake if it's
It
underground.
can collapse in on itself though and crush you underground and trap you underground.
Well, we don't get earthquakes, so that's fine for us.
What's the solution though? Like, I feel like it's going to have to be some kind of like really morally ambiguous, fucked up government intervention thing. Like bringing it science fiction in for a minute, like the genophage from Mass Effect, where they just release some chemical and it just makes a load of people sterile or something.
No,
The thing is, to me, that's not even morally ambiguous.
Really?
If we ain't gonna,
See, this is the thing though, right? Because
I'm happy to sacrifice my child for the sake of the world.
so you're okay with a government taking your rights away, your human rights away?
Well, yes, because otherwise we're just gonna die anyway. So
Well, yeah,
what are we gonna do?
you got to be pragmatic sometimes.
Here's the thing. I'm just being devil's advocate. I could, like, I don't know, maybe justify it if everyone was in agreement. But the problem is, a lot of people aren't going to be in agreement. A lot of people aren't going to like the idea of some overpower, some overlord government.
What if we
choosing
vote for it, like
for-
Brexit?
And then comes in the scientific aspect of it is, what is it just going to be everyone in like a place, or are they pick and choose?
I think
The genophage would be
be-
the one to do because it's just like you can do it,
But everyone
it just
is-
it takes time. Then the only fittest survive, and we make a better race, a
It's
better
genuinely interesting.
species.
Like, the thing is, humans, like, we don't like planning for problems like that. We only react when it's,
A problem.
like an active problem, like
Mhm.
there has to be some ridiculously huge disaster or something like that.
Which is going to
before
happen.
like maybe we'll see a country like China, India completely collapse on itself and just be utterly chaotic. And as a result, it might be like, well, we're already on the brink of destruction. Probably should do something about that.
It's either neuter like 70% of the world's population, or find a planet.
And finding a planet is probably the solution. That's the way
But
we're
it's
going to
really far away.
Yeah, well,
Like,
it's
we're
really
not
far
even
away, and we're not
progressing
technologically advanced enough
Yeah, exactly.
to pull that off.
go. Tesla is.
No.
Well, yeah, luckily there is some parallel with the population going like that, with technology also going like that. So who knows what we're going to be able to do in 100 years.
What if we all go into virtual reality?
Matrix.
No, not like that silly shit. Like we all
Bro,
go.
that's more likely to me than finding like moons and planets to live on. Is some designer, some engineer.
So we don't need space. We can live our life in a chair.
Some engineer finds some way to develop artificial intelligence to the degree where it can
No, but that
eliminate a lot.
That wouldn't fix anything though. Because if we're all sitting on chairs, how's the world gonna move? What's gonna happen? We're just gonna sit in chairs and die because we're gonna die of old age. But
Everyone dies.
But how are we gonna eat? How are we gonna drink?
Syringe.
Yeah, but someone's got
drip.
to do that, and for that to happen, there's got to be an industry. There's got to be an industry. There's got to be people working. So it doesn't fix the problem.
Well, unless like it goes Terminator style or Matrix style, where
The robots.
we create life and they're far superior to us, and they just are like, look, we don't care what you think, we're going to organize you in a mathematical, scientific way, and they just turn us into cattle, basically.
I wouldn't mind that.
If it's good for the human race, it's good for me. Moo.
Anyway, let's bring it down a notch.
Yeah,
I'm a
China.
cow.
This is the part of the episode where we introduce meme chat.
Oh dear. Have you been keeping up to date with memes, little
No.
brother?
No.
James?
Yes, the Russian memes.
Russian memes, brill. Fantastic. Listen. Not a lot has changed over the week.
Well, memes are a slow progression unless something big.
Yeah, unless some music person releases a
yeah.
song that makes people lose their mind for one reason or another. Alright, so bringing it back from last week, we got the Skyrim meme, destruction, speech, whatever.
Restoration.
Still going
Yeah.
strong. Still going strong.
Maybe even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's
Because
where...
now, yeah,
Oh, no.
at first it's like Reddit, Twitter, and then it spreads to Facebook. And
I have not
Mhm.
seen them on Instagram. I haven't seen them on Twitter, and I've seen them on Facebook. So maybe I've just got a good Twitter, but I haven't seen them.
I've only got 3 here, by the way. So this is going to be a quick
That's
meme
fine.
chat.
So it can be a quick one.
So apparently, not long ago, YouTube went down.
Yes. It would have been, I guess, in the middle of the night for us in the UK.
Yeah.
YouTube went down for a few hours. You just couldn't go on any videos or do anything on the website.
Yeah, lots of YouTubers tweeting about it. And then lots of memes were made.
Yeah.
Not very funny.
Sort of a...
I don't... It's not a funny enough event for...
The event isn't funny, so it's people desperately trying to make relevant thing funny
Yeah.
for likes and shares.
So, in my opinion, weak meme.
Yeah, I feel like ever since we've sort of revived meme chat, we haven't really liked any of the ones we've talked about. Because, to be honest, most memes are shit.
Yeah. Most memes are
Just
shit.
drop the truth bomb. Most of them are bollocks.
And going on from that, the most common... Well, of course, there's still the moth memes, which is dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
Meme...
It's not versatile enough.
It's not versatile, and it's... From the first time I've seen it to the latest, there's... Nothing has changed, and it hasn't made me laugh once. It's not funny. Stop doing it.
How many times can you warp that one punchline?
That's the thing. Like...
It's too restrictive. It's inherently too restrictive.
Yeah. And you see like the biggest meme names on YouTube making meme videos with the moth thing in it. And it's like, come on. You can do better.
They just chase whatever's popular, bro.
Exactly. A Mothman? Bad man.
Wait, what's Mothman?
I'm just calling Mothman.
Isn't Mothman like a Fallout thing?
No, Mothman is like a urban legend.
Oh, really? You know, I used to find urban legends like genuinely really scary. I used to have a book of them.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's that part it's that doubt in your mind.
Yeah.
It's like, what if this thing does exist? Obviously it fucking doesn't.
I get scared very easily.
But something like a Mothman.
It would be
we
scary.
watched that video yesterday of like Fallout, just going through all the enemies from Fallout 76 or whatever it's called. And a lot of them are based off kind of folklore and
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
things like Mothman or the It's the one from that PS4 exclusive game.
Oh, the Wendigo.
The Wendigo, stuff like that.
It's a Wendigo.
Creepy. Genuinely creepy. And like our granddad told this weird story of like, has he ever told you about it? Because when he lived in Wales in this little cottage by himself, he was like walking Max out in the fields. And he said he met this woman who let him into like some cabin and like interacted with him. And then they went back to the same place the next day and the cabin was gone. Something like that. And supposedly there's some weird like Welsh legend or some shit, and like he's convinced that probably just drank too much whiskey that day. But
I do like a good scary story, but I'm not a believer of that sort of shit. Although I do always have a little nibbling thing. What if I take the bin out at night and
Chupacabra's just there?
Something's there.
Mothman's just there and he's just
chilling,
just looking at the light like, whoa.
Yeah, he's like, give me some.
Any other memes?
The last one I have is the printer.
Explain the printer. There's another one as well, which I guess you forgot to note down. We'll do that after the printer one.
So he's written like an essay, and he needs to get it printed off, right? And it's in black and white, obviously, because it's just text on a white background, black text on a white background.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, printer, print this off for me. And the printer says, I need magenta, as in the colour magenta.
I've never had a printer do that though.
I don't understand it.
It has black and white ink and it has coloured ink.
It has magenta, cyan, yellow.
Is it just a joke that printers can be annoying?
Surely it depends on the printer, because mine...
Yours is a mix, but the more expensive, fancy ones have individual colours.
Okay.
But that's like... that feels
like
like a joke that should be on somebody's... when they're starting to do stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
or
one of their
printed on
early
the wall
jokes.
in an office.
It's just like...
That's weak, man.
Weak as fuck. And then the one I showed you earlier, Thanos trying to get a printed picture of two gay black men kissing.
It's people desperately trying to warp like a meme into popular culture.
Yeah.
So like printer thing, not really funny. Let's put Thanos in there. Let's put
gay people. They're always funny.
You like crank the contrast up, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And put text all over it. Yeah. And there was that other one you showed. Final one. I don't know if it has a name or something, but it's like new invention.
That's right.
How the fuck would you even describe it?
So it's a regular meme, but then inside the meme is another meme, like square format, saying this meme was made by something that is similar but different to the...
So do the pencil one, explain that one.
Yeah, so it's like mechanical pencils are shit, and that's in the main meme box.
Mm-hmm.
And then the little box within that meme box is like made by original normal pencil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, I've seen them by like normal pencil gang.
Yeah, and it's always thing gang, whatever it is, gang.
But it's not like that. It's just picture with other picture in picture. It just says made by X gang.
Can
Can I just say, I thought meme chat was like just a throwaway joke. I don't know why we suddenly actually made it a thing, but memes in general are shite. There's only one meme out of probably 1,000 that's just funny, because that's how quickly memes go. And it's just like, if you're just sitting there looking at those same memes every day,
I believe you can morph any of these memes to be funny, but it's just most of the time you don't see them.
No, because they're not.
It is a tricky job though to get that done.
You just wait for that funny meme, that actual funny, once in a blue moon funny meme.
Yeah. Unless it's got SpongeBob involved, then it's always a thumbs up from me.
Not always.
No, there's so many. Alex,
I'm joking.
If you're part of the car community, you'd see all the SpongeBob memes and just cringe. Would you rather this anime character sit on your face or end world hunger? SpongeBob meme. Come on, Alex. SpongeBob memes are low.
And that about wraps it up for meme chat this evening.
It won't be coming back.
I'm afraid.
Are they ever?
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
I just find it funny that we just stole that from Keemstar.
What?
Meme chat.
Yeah, he was gonna create a podcast called Meme Chat with like Leafy or some shit, if I remember correctly.
Can we get Leafy on here to do meme chat for
showed
us?
his
I
cock,
think he OD'd, so.
Oh shit.
He's angry at me because I showed him his willy.
How do you guys feel about why did you do that?
What did he do?
I'm a K-pop.
Kawaii, being all kawaii. I really hate hairdressers and getting my hair cut.
Well, okay. Why? Explain your story.
So I can explain what I want, but I don't like the process. I don't like having to interact with people.
I never did. When I went to a barber's to get my hair cut, it was just like, I have this, and I just sat there in silence.
Do they never ask you anything though?
No.
My ones always say like, so what are you up to today then? My least favourite question, because it's always, get my hair cut. Yeah, I'm here.
That's
getting
all
my
you're
hair.
doing.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what
Christ,
kind of...
that's awkward. Oh, what are we doing
It's
today?
just such an annoying
Get my hair
question.
cut.
It's like,
It's like you
just
go.
give me more to work with.
You
It's
do.
such a like stunting question.
No,
to
it's
me.
not. You just say, yeah, I'm just,
That goes against the lesson I taught you yesterday, to ask open questions. The idea is that they get you talking. They don't actually listen to what you're saying, but they're just focusing on cutting your hair.
But this is an issue, right? An issue I have, where my voice is just the perfectly, like, terrible octave, where in any surrounding where there's other noise, it just vanishes. It's just like a drowning similar tone, so you can't distinguish words and no one can understand me. So if it's a busy hairdresser, there's music playing, people all around, and I respond with something, clearly just don't hear what I say.
Mm-hmm.
Or the old, you what? Or sorry? And then at that point, I'm like, I didn't want to answer the question to begin with. I wasn't interested in letting you know, actually.
You should just walk out halfway through them cutting your hair. Just get angry and say that.
One time it was so fucking bad, because I was already in a bad mood that day. I sat down, just tell him what I want, then he asked me a question. And he says, what are you up to today then? The go-to one. And I just froze. I was just and then it was like, okay, time's ticking. Gotta correct this or just leave it.
It's like the bar in a Telltale game.
Yeah. More time kept going.
And you left.
And then it was like, oh, too late. Said nothing for the rest of the whole thing.
Oh god.
Until I left.
That is really awkward.
This is what I mean. Like, I'm not going there to have a conversation with people. I'm going there to have my fucking haircut. That's why I haven't been in so long, because it's such a process for me. It's such an ordeal, a mental fucking torture for me.
We see, I haven't had my hair cut in 2 years. Longer.
You're lucky.
Over 2 years.
Well, there's a thing. I don't go to barbers. I don't go to them because it's physical, agonizing pain. And
how'd you get your haircut then?
My sister does it.
What do you mean
That's
physical
lucky.
agonizing pain?
Like I've stated this before, my depth perception in that eye is fucked.
Yeah.
So when they're trying to cut like that area of the hair, the cable's like there. So my eye sees it and it thinks it's super close. It spasms to the point where I will pass out.
Can't you close your eyes?
No, because then you're like this, and it's just like you're using all of your energy sitting there trying to close your eye, and it's just like I just want
Close
to
both eyes.
No, because I look like a retard.
Anyway, hold that
Then-
note. We'll be back after these messages. Wait, so your eye... You're gonna have to explain that better.
Have we not explained my eye story before?
We've said it so many times.
This eye spasm.
Not on this show about the.
Have we not?
Haircuts.
Well, I've heard it a fucking 1,000 times. Can't use my fucking mouse and keyboard because my eye spasms. Bullshit.
You make
Makes
me
no
sound
sense.
like a retard, but it's a genuinely life. It fucks up my life. This fucking eye issue. It's not a joke. Because when I sit there, it's just like that side of my face is like drooping and shit.
What does that have to do with a keyboard though? I can maybe.
Depth of perception. It just fucking I don't know what it is, but when I sit there on a keyboard, like sitting back on my chair, it's just like I can't do this.
Maybe you
back
should sit
to-
like a true fucking gamer.
I do, but it
with
still
it not in
fucks
your
up my
peripheral
eye.
vision.
Yeah, have it down here.
Back to the.
Anyway, hairdressers, yeah.
It's close to my eye. Depth of perception is fucked because my eye's fucked.
But you don't need to see anything when you get your haircut. You can just close your eyes.
No, but that's weird. So basically,
You can just explain to them, look, pull them aside. I got this.
Yeah, but you
fucking eye
don't.
Thing.
what do you need
It's
to
like a little massage. If I ever get my hair cut again, I'm going to prove a point. I'm just going to close my eyes the whole time.
No, but basically, okay, I went to it once because my hair gets long sometimes, mainly at the top.
That's how hair works.
Yes, but mine gets stupidly curly. So I
So does
tried to
mine.
get it
similar
like
in that
this. I
regard.
tried to get it like this, and then I get it cut down.
Restart the process, yeah.
Yes. So it's not a hard cut. It's a relatively 15-10 minute cut. Done.
Yeah, it's not like it takes mine much time. But,
Okay. Yeah.
But those 5-10 minutes are fucking agonizing and feel like hours.
Okay. Yeah, but it's like that. But then I'm sitting there like that. So basically, I went once. It was that bad that I was losing consciousness and I wanted to vomit everywhere because my eye was just going non-stop. So since that day, I've got my sister to do it. Where I just have a normal conversation, catch up with her, and normally I can do that. Or I sit in a position where it's not an issue.
Do you have does she cut around your fingers while you're like that?
No, because it's just like I just move it. You're talking to the person who had issues sleeping because my eye was spasm, Alex. I can't get my hair cut, my sister does it, and I save a lot of money.
It's not that much money. It's like a tenner.
No, it's not. It's like £15.
You're going to the wrong hairdresser, my boy.
What one do you go to then?
It doesn't matter. The point is, it's a tenner. The
Barbers.
comparison of I don't envy women getting their hair cut because
Yeah, because they go into the hairdressers, come out, nothing has changed, and it costs them like £200.
yeah.
Now that is just straight up misogynistic. Thanks.
How's
Jim.
that misogynistic? It's just true.
It's fact.
No,
It's
And it's not like oppressing women or being mean to women.
No, it's just old meme material.
Yeah, it's old meme material. And typically their haircuts are more expensive.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it takes like 15 times the amount of time.
And they get nice head massages and
Well, you can go to one and be like, well, I've got curly hair. Can you just, do the jazz on it? And they'll be like, okay.
But you know what? I another issue I was having was, do you wash your hair before or after going?
Before.
Before normally, because
then
my hair's thick and.
So then you've got to wash your hair twice in the same day then.
You don't have to, you just rinse afterwards.
Yeah.
You don't need to wash it with
But then you're
shampoo.
just washing all the moisture out your hair.
Well,
Liquid is moisture.
If you wash your hair and use no product, it just goes weird.
no, it
Mine doesn't.
Mine doesn't, and I've got thick fucking hair, Alex, so mine is fine.
It washes out all the natural oils.
It does. Well, yeah, if you're doing it for 15 minutes, maybe, but when you're just, all the hair's out, boom.
Boom.
You guys are fucking just haters.
I've got thicker hair than you, and I don't have a
Anything you
problem.
do, James.
Alex, this is thick as fuck. Oh my god. Look.
Yeah, you're really proving it.
Okay.
What does that have to do with your head hair?
I reckon James does have thicker hair.
I have really thick hair.
Going by James's hair everywhere.
Back in
Likely,
what does that mean?
It's likely that James's head has more hair because his legs have more hair.
I don't think that's how it works.
I think
No,
there is something.
Alex,
Go on,
Yeah.
Jim, be the mediator then. Touch James's hair.
I'm touching your hair.
Okay.
No, but there's a difference between having thick
Jim,
and
you be the decider.
That's impossible to know.
Why?
Because James has thick hair, but it's fine. You have thick hair, but it's curly.
Yours is more curly than mine. Look at you can see the curl. Mine's just.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, Jim. Everyone's like wants to know now.
I would say my hair's more mine's more thick. Like,
well, the thing is, if I say one of you've got like a dick measuring contest going on right now.
No,
if I say that one of your hair's thicker than the other, when I don't know, but I just say one for the sake of saying one of you's gonna feel like, well, he's got a bigger dick than me.
Well, no,
let's be. Me and
Alex's
I just want to know for the sake of knowing.
Me and Alex's hair is very similar. We both go comb, we both go long. Alex had an afro at one point. Borderline had a massive afro. So did I.
Because our hair grows up instead
goes
of
up, yeah,
like down.
Yours, it's just slightly different, like kind of coarseness, I guess, but it's kind of the same kind of thicky hair. It's just mine's brown, his is blonde, same hair.
There is a difference, though.
There is a difference. It's hard to say.
What's much
the
more
difference,
kinky, whereas James's is like.
Look at Alex's hair. Mine is a lot more straight and normal. His is a lot more curly.
Yeah, yours is more naturally curly. It has kinks in it.
But when mine goes a lot longer, it's curly as hell. So it takes time. But while Alex's is just straight out of the back curly.
I don't fucking know, man.
Anyway, this is the second half of the show where we go to Reddit.
Where we talk
answer
about
questions.
massive epic moments in our favourite games, and recently me and Jim have had epic moments in Rainbow Six Siege. Alex doesn't want to know because he just doesn't.
I don't want to know because I don't give a fuck about Rainbow Six.
He doesn't appreciate. He doesn't appreciate good gamer moments. We've had so many good gamer moments in Rainbow Six.
I'm sure the people really care about hearing about Rainbow Six.
The thing is, if you are a Rainbow Six player, you really care. But if you're not, you don't care.
Yeah. It's just like any game.
And that's the complex sort of.
Anyway, if you want to ask us questions that we'll possibly answer, go over to the Jar Media Reddit, and there'll be a page or a thread at the top. Today's first
recently
question.
I've been starting to play Leishan more and Ying.
Anyway, today's first question comes in from Dibbledob, who says, "What were your first jobs? Any interesting stories? I worked in a dementia care home kitchen and had to fend off old people asking for knives."
Asking for knives. My first job was I was a bin man.
What was your first one, was it?
Yeah.
It seems so long ago now. The bin.
It was a long time ago. It was like 2 years ago.
The Bin Man Adventures didn't last long.
It didn't last long because I hated it so much. I wasn't strictly a bin man to start off with. I worked in a factory, like wading through trash. So I've had those humble beginnings, you know.
From rags to ruins.
Nothing funny, really. No funny stories apart from
any interesting stories. It was
dead rat on the conveyor belt, like fat ass, huge ass dead rat, and just watch that motherfucker
saying
slide
some
on
good
by.
stories about the kinds of people that were like working.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, I remember
they're
that.
just ignorant, racist, like voted leave on Brexit sort of numpties.
Apparently, Michael Caine said he voted leave. And got so much hate for it. Yeah.
The best thing to come from my time there was Freya. Yeah. So if you go to my Twitter account, at Jamie Beltman,
self-plugging on the Jar Media podcast.
The banner of my account is a picture of the Norse god Freya from this poster that just went by on the conveyor belt. I picked it up and was like, what the fuck? What is this? And it said like some Freya and some other shit on it.
Yeah.
So I got home, the second I sat down at my desk, I googled that shit. Like I needed to know what this was. I never found out like what the fuck it was, but
you found a picture.
I got the picture. The very picture. And
that's weird.
But why was there a poster of it if you don't know what it is?
It was a poster on the conveyor belt. Somebody had thrown it in the rubbish.
But what is it? I thought you found out what it was. It's not like a TV show from the 80s or something.
That's the thing. I don't know. Because I just Googled it and I could find images, but nothing else.
Okay. James?
Well, we've talked about my
First job.
Was that shitty car garage?
So you worked in a garage.
I worked
What did you
in-
actually do?
It was an accident repair centre, so cars involved in accidents would go there to get repaired. So just a normal car.
You were an
stuff.
apprentice though, so
I was an apprentice.
what
so
could they actually make you do that you were capable of being able to do?
I did no. There was no difference between an apprentice and someone who works there full time. You were slave labour. £4.50 an hour, or £3.50 an hour to just do the shit everyone else gets paid like £16 for. That's it.
But like you can't just start a job like that and just
You sit with the guy for like a week, and it's just like do it, boom, take cars apart, paint stuff, prep stuff, all that.
yeah.
Like it was a shit job, unbelievably shit pay, 8 till 5:30 every day and weekends.
Really?
Just fucks up your life. Lungs destroyed. Came home like depressed. Tried to kill myself a few times during that period. The most.
God, that was a dreadful.
Yeah, it was horrible. It
apprenticeship.
was like I'd go there just like riding my motorbike, crying. So it's just like it was that bad. Like I didn't want to go
Surprised. Why did you stick with it for so long if it was that bad?
because I was scared. Like I was young. I was like 16, 17 at the time. So you
Mhm.
don't you're not an adult. You don't know what the real world is. And I just ran away from it. I was just like, I'm in tears. I'm going home.
Did you? I can't remember because you didn't go to sixth form, did you?
No, I went to college. I did a
So
motorsport.
you did 1 year at college,
I
then
did a
went straight into
motorsport.
that
I did a motorsport like diploma thing, and I fucking aced that.
for 1 year.
Yeah.
Then into the apprenticeship.
Yeah, because I wanted a job because it was either go to 2 years and so 2 years in college, and I wanted money. I wanted to actually get somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I did this shit apprenticeship, and it was awful. Hated it. Ran away. Left it. Then joined that shit office job that was shit. Awful. I got paid like shit. Left it. Got hired again by the same person. He was shit. Left it. Great.
And I was just in retail. Don't know if there's anything really interesting about it.
I think your first job's always just unbelievably shit.
Yeah.
I think that's how it normally goes.
I don't know if anything funny happened. I learnt some things about there's way more crime than you expect that goes on that they just can't do anything about. They can report them to the police, but I mean, they're probably not going to do anything unless it's like really severe.
I think like the first job's always shit, but it's a good place to learn about yourself. Like to me, I never learned anything about myself in school. Everything about myself I learned out the first years outside of school, because that's when you actually have a personality. You're yourself. You're not influenced by anyone.
Yeah, one good thing that it did force me to do was just interacting with strangers, learning how to communicate
That's what my
with people.
second
And
job was good for.
yeah,
That's what my job now is.
it puts you out your
for.
comfort zone.
Which needs to happen for you to grow. That needs to happen,
Yeah.
no matter what. If you avoid that, you're just going to be
if you never
a
go
kid
out
for the rest of your life.
zone, things are never gonna like change. So
Like I did bar work at my second job and that type of stuff, wedding stuff, and it's just like if you do that stuff, you become a lot better in yourself, and you're just a better person.
A couple of things I did find kind of interesting were basically coming in contact with scammers, kind of like Better Call Saul. Not as like suave and awesome as that character, but
Just
like
sort
the
of
real
pathetic.
life. Yeah, like the actual real life, what that kind of thing is based on. Where there are a couple, like I remember someone who came in with just the packaging of like a £15 steak. Still sort of like bloody in the plastic, and he was like insisting a refund for it. And he managed to somehow get the refund in cash, and then just left. Because they're like full on. They've got an aggressive personality. They don't let it slip, and they kind of pressure them into handing over the money. And apparently he was like notorious for doing that and stuff.
It's really disgusting how people can just get away with that.
And on one of the days where it was like really busy and there was a huge queue, that's when these specific type of people come in. They get in the queue, they buy something really small for like £1, like an awkward amount, £1.70, let's say. and they pay with like a £20 note. Then as you're getting the change ready, they start pulling out other. They might pull out a £5 and say, "Oh, could you just swap the change for this £5?" So like and they just keep like passing you things and like changing the amount and getting new cash out with the intent of trying to trick you into giving them more money than whatever they've paid for.
Yeah.
So you're just giving them money for free or whatever. But this one guy pushed his luck. He did it one time to me, and he must have tricked me and got some money from the register. But then he got back in the line and tried to do it again. And by then I was like, okay, this is weird. But he'd given me all the money back to try and get me to get more.
Yeah.
But I'd put it back in, and then I was like, this is weird. I'm just gonna call someone, and then he just like quickly just got out.
Oh,
Pretty
damn.
weird experience. Like I didn't know people did that kind of thing.
People are dodgy, like
They're
especially
so desperate.
in retail. Borderline, 100 plus shoplifters going every single day.
Well, apparently there
Easy.
were these like, there was just this kid who like every day on a certain week on the dot would just come in like as it opened, just go to the donut aisle, just take like loads of donuts and just walk out.
What?
And there was nothing they could do about it because you're not allowed to like touch people and grab them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Then they can sue you.
it's just
Just
like
like you when you were a kid.
He's my inspiration.
Yeah.
it's like you fucking. I could walk in and steal shit, and nothing's gonna happen to me. It's fucking lawless. Like the world, in some ways, is generally like fucking lawless.
That
Like,
is so ridiculous.
So many things in society are based on kind of the fear of consequence.
Yeah.
If there are people out there who are willing to push the boundaries, because it's
and
not
they
to say like
rewards.
you could think, man, I've heard that it's easy to shoplift, and just on that day, it happens to be one of the days where there's like a police officer around.
Mm-hmm.
They spot you, then you've got a
You
record.
get arrested and boom,
Yeah.
12 years.
That's like
You get a record, and then you can never get a job that you're like job again. or
it's
whatever.
like rid of that because loads of people get away with it. Then there's like someone in my family who didn't. A box of Maltesers.
Mhm.
Fucking police at my door.
Yeah.
Like everyone does that. Like
See,
borderline,
that's supposed to be the deterrent. Like you don't want to be the one,
Mm-hmm.
the one.
but for every one of those, there
There's
are like
like
20 that
There's
get away with it.
50 odd people who are successful and do it every day. You know.
Yeah.
It should be like law for like just a bodyguard to be able to slam dunk them onto the floor. Like, give me those donuts back, boy.
Alex.
No, but on the subject of that, why shoplift? Just buy it.
Poor people.
That's
Or
different though.
people that
But
think
like
they're
normally,
owed something.
like how many people do you think like?
A lot of people do it for like a thrill, or
Yeah.
see if they can get away with it, or to kind of rebel.
Bored people.
Yeah.
Just no. I've never had. It's never been through my mind. But I've been in a shop, seen someone, and be like, I'm just gonna nick it. I'm just like, I don't have enough money. I'm
when
not
I was
gonna
like
buy it.
a young teenager, I stole a few things. Nothing major though.
Oh no,
like a couple of sweets
no.
from the pick and mix.
Actually, saying that, did we ever talk about the whole game DLC thing?
I feel like
That
we
was
mentioned,
pretty
we
scummy.
mentioned it before, but the Tesco in one of our local towns, there was like the entertainment aisle with all the like video games.
They'd always have empty boxes, as you do, so you don't disc.
Yeah, of course.
But
They take the disc out.
They'd have the box, but you'd buy that box, but they just put the disc in with the manual. But that means that box had all the DLC codes and Xbox Live.
Yeah, they
gold.
left all the like codes that you get with your.
So when we found it, we stood there and just took pictures of all the codes and just.
Is that how you got the codes? I was thinking, how did you get the things out without anybody
Some of them I
noticing?
took, some of them I took pictures of.
Gears of War, Forza.
I got you something to do with Forza. I
Uh-huh.
managed. I really wanted the Mass Effect 3 like beta
Mhm.
thing that came with Battlefield 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I just took that out of the Battlefield 3 case.
It's such a
'cause I didn't wanna-
petty.
I didn't want
It's
to
such
pre-order.
a petty crime though. You stole some pre-order bonus. It'll
Well,
be
you-
free.
This is how I justify it in my head. Is that that's like their ineptitude.
Yeah,
That's them like.
being stupid.
Because
Well,
normally
I
that's
mean-
not something you could do.
Any,
you'd have to.
any thief could justify it that way, though. Like, they let me get away with it, so.
But this
okay.
one is like clearly the people who are putting the games out have no idea like what they're actually selling,
Well,
because that was back when the
online
pass was a thing,
and they're
so
15 fucking quid.
yeah. So if you took the online, you're basically taking that paper.
For a game like Battlefield 3, which it was only the multiplayer.
Mhm.
They're buying a game.
That's what I mean. Do you not feel bad for?
No, because
The
me
people
wanting
that-
to play Mass Effect 3 was greater than my guilt for taking it away from
No, but
someone.
to be honest, we never did online passes. We weren't that scummy. Alex did because
Well,
of Mass
we-
Effect Beta.
That was the one I did. I did it once.
I needed Forza.
And like, compared to what some teenagers get up to, that's nothing.
Yeah,
It's really innocent. Oh, I saw some.
Well, I don't think
beta.
I've ever stolen anything ever from a
Mm.
shop. Or
I haven't
anything.
either. Alex was the one who did it for us, so it's Alex. It's not
Yeah.
Alex. It's not on us.
You can get away with like. I didn't feel guilty when you'd steal one of those things for me, if you ever did, or
Yeah, I definitely did.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you stole something to do with Batman. Or
Batman
City.
I did.
No,
me.
wasn't it the Wobbit
What-
stuff?
No,
What was the pre-order bonuses for Arkham City?
it was like the Joker fight
Yeah, yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
Matt
it.
had it,
Yeah.
and I was jealous. So like, Alex, can you quick give me some DLC?
But that was worth
But,
it. 'cause you played
There's
that
like
game
this
a lot.
weird thrill I got from it though, so I can kind of understand
Alex has the
Yeah,
mind
why
of a
people would
thief.
do it.
But yeah, there's like, you don't get guilty when you get someone to steal something for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've could never overcome the guilt of stealing something myself.
I've never done it, so I wouldn't know. Do you know what's something that always just makes me a bit like weird is when you see people in shops, they pick up a drink, start drinking it, and put it in the trolley. It's just like, it's not your item. Like, you see it a lot. It's
Yeah,
just
that
like,
does annoy me.
and I'm just like, that they could
Like
just
the
drink.
milk, the dude drinking milk at the start of The Big Lebowski.
He does pay for it though, to be fair.
No, but
Yeah,
it's like,
no, that's what we mean there. Like, it's kind of weird to start drinking something before you've paid for it.
like, I could not do that. Like, if you're really thirsty and you're like dying, maybe go to the shop and be like, I need a drink, because that's kind of human rights level. Just, you need to drink water.
Sometimes you see like parents and they're like give their kids some grapes or something.
But it's just like, no, but let's be real. With kids in supermarkets,
You shouldn't give kids grapes that aren't cut in half, though. That's danger.
Why?
That's
Might have a
the
razor blade in
most-
them.
No, that's the most common thing little kids choke on. Full
No,
grapes.
Really?
but
Yeah.
if you're a thief, you don't steal stuff. You just bring a kid into the supermarket and they'll steal shit. I steal shit as a kid because it's like Hot Wheel car.
Yeah.
Walk out. I did that a lot.
I stole something by accident when I was a baby.
You do. Though.
You stole like
Um,
a soft toy, didn't you?
Yeah, and it was like my soft toy for years to come from
Mhm.
Jersey Zoo.
Mm.
It's just like if a kid does it, it's just like it's just like
Well,
pure
there's an innocence to it. They're
It's
not
just like,
intentionally
Yeah,
trying to break
it was
the
like,
law.
oh, teddy bear.
I like teddy bear.
So I grabbed it, had it in the pram with me, and my mum just left without even noticing.
Anyway,
It's just like you can't like question that because they could have just had that with them, when they walked in. So you can't really.
that's a
Yeah,
thing.
you're not gonna steal a toy from a baby, are you?
No.
Like, take it back.
There's some people they'll be like, that toy's got the label on it. It's
Yeah.
ours.
So Alex Scott 1811 says, thoughts on the Inbetweeners? I think I've seen Alex mention it, however I'd like to hear all of your thoughts.
Well, tough luck, Buttercup.
Am I the only one who's seen any of it?
I don't care about the Inbetweeners. The only thing I know is
I've never
Boss
watched it.
Wankers.
I've just never watched it. It's never.
It's not my type of humour, to be honest.
I watched it, I must have binge watched it when I was in first year of sixth form or something.
Yeah,
So the perfect age for it.
Yeah, people raved on. and on
I
about
found it really funny at the time. It's been a long time, obviously. I heard the movies weren't very good, but movies based on shows like that often aren't.
Yeah.
But I remember it being funny and like kind of capturing that English school thing quite well.
Never watched it.
Some fucking cringe questions, gotta say. Meme Lover 26 says, not a question, but I'd like to say how great James has been in the latest episodes. His funny levels have increased greatly. I love James.
I don't think that's true.
Well, they said it. Poofart99 says, what is the worst movie you've ever seen? No, I'm not talking about Transformers 2 or Grown Ups 2. I mean a movie so bad, so fundamentally broken that it leaves a pit in your stomach or makes you frustrated and angry beyond any reasonable measure.
No, but those questions, it normally goes down to the meme answers, like the notoriously bad movies. Like
that's a quote from that was the old Search for the Worst intro.
Well, I picked up on it when he said the pit in your stomach bit.
No, but
I like that intro, but it's just too long.
The worst film, like it's even worse than the meme films, is Transformers 2. It's fucking atrocious. Like
there's that one scene everyone goes to though in that movie that they think is good.
Which is?
There's like an Optimus Prime fight in a forest or something.
That scene's lame as fuck.
I'd have to watch it again. I think I've only seen it once.
Good because the actual context of the scene is lame as fuck.
Obviously not the context, but just the action.
I think but
something.
with Transformers, the scenes all look bad post Transformers 1. It had pretty good CGI for Transformers 1, and then it was just like Play-Doh.
Yeah, why does the CG in Transformers movie seem to get worse?
It does get worse
in each sequel.
More cynical and lazy, I guess. It's the same reason, like on a cinematic level, the Jurassic Park movies arguably kind of look worse than the original one back in the day in a lot of ways. Obviously the CG isn't as good in the originals, but like the techniques and the way it's shot is way more creative.
There's clearly more fake in the new ones.
Yeah.
Like less real sets and shit.
Those of you want to know what we think about BoJack, but I think I'm the only one who's seen it. So
I've seen 4 seasons.
I mean the new season.
Oh, right. Well, I'm sure it's excellent.
What?
We haven't talked about the new BoJack season, but
you don't watch it, do you? Yeah, so I'm the only one.
I don't watch anything.
Maybe when Jim finally watches it at some point.
Which won't happen in the next 3 months.
Well, I've got to finish Mad Men.
You've got to finish Red Dead Redemption for six times first.
This is the last JARCAST.
This is the last.
Shut up. So
what happens
it's 7 days until it's out, and don't make it feel like it's any less than that.
It's.
Start acting like 7 days is a long time. It
feels like a long time.
Alex, it is a long time.
Imagine like the best thing ever in your life is gonna happen in 7 days. How long those 7 days?
Those 7 days last like a year. It's like, oh my god. It's bedtime, yes, on the first day. It's
maybe when I was a child looking forward to Christmas.
Oh,
but
shut up.
Being a child, it would take a month to get to the 18th, and then it's just like from there, it's like doesn't end.
Now things just sneak up on me though, and it's like, oh shit, that thing.
That's because you do things, but I don't.
Like I put a date in my calendar for a movie I was looking forward to, that was out only in this one little cinema, and I just completely missed it. And I was like, oh shit, I just remembered I put the date of that movie coming out. I looked and it was like the week after it had come out. Exactly a week to the day. I was like,
but with time, it's like the older you get, the more you've experienced, sort of time goes faster.
Is that the way it works?
That's how like our relevance.
Taking away the moments that make up a dull day.
So it's like
because one year when you're 2 years old, 1 year is half of your life. But now that I'm 21, it's a 21st.
It's like that.
What?
So now it's like
someone who's 60 has lived 3 of our lifetimes. So
yeah, so our being 20 is like such a long time ago for them, whereas for us that's our whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't make any. There's no dates in my diary. I literally live just day to day. Just goes on.
That's the way to be.
Sometimes you have to.
No, because I used to be like, oh, I've got to do something on the weekend, and I'd just be like unhappy till I did that because I had to do it. So now
you guys have put me in a bad mood now, though.
Oh,
bringing up Red Dead.
Don't think about it.
Well, this is the end of the show, guys.
Well, Jim, just think of it this way. You're thinking of Red Dead. I'm thinking of buying engine mounts for my car. We're getting them at the same
It's not
time.
the same though.
It is the same, because my car will go
Thanks
faster.
for watching, everyone.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Jar Media Podcast. We'll catch you on the next episode of Red Dead Redemption 2.